Over the years, I've collected a good number of NiMH rechargeable AA batteries. I need to go through and see which ones are good, which ones are okay, and which ones need to be disposed of properly. So first, put them in your charger, charge them up. Any one that your charger flashes a red light on or just won't charge, you can probably just dispose of those immediately. Then you want to do a voltage check. So I have a meter, I set it to DC volts, and we just check and make sure that they have reasonable voltage. So this guy here is 1.3, 1.26, 1.21. That's a little low, but maybe it was discharged, maybe it wasn't fully charged up. 1.4, 1.39, 1.26, 1.34, 1. So they all have voltage present. If they don't have voltage present, trash, you're going to have to take them to a battery disposal place. Now, if it's a smaller battery, like a AA or a AAA, and you have a 10 amp setting on your meter, you can change your lead over to the 10 amp fused amp setting, change this to DC amps, and you can basically short the battery through your fuse and see how many amps it's able to produce under load. You don't want to do this for too long. So for example, this battery here, 7.8, 7.9 amps. So that guy's producing a decent number of amps under load, so it's probably pretty good. I don't know what the capacity is, but it should run something for a while. We do this for each of the batteries. Remember, don't touch it for very long, just long enough for your meter to do this, because you're putting 7 amps through your 10 amp fuse. Now, some of the batteries, like I know this one is bad, is 0.2 amps or 200 milliamps, and you can see I'm holding this one on the meter a long time because I'm not too worried about 200 milliamps hurting my fuse. And so that guy's not able to produce much current at all. It probably won't run most electronic devices, so you can dispose of that. So you go through and you find the batteries like this one that are, not producing very many amps. Now some of them might do better than 0.3. This is 0.9. So that's almost an amp, so we can probably maybe use that for something, but it probably is a capacity loss is pretty much there. So 0.8, that's not very good. So here's a 7, and the Eneloops are a little newer than a lot of my other ones, so I'm expecting them to all be mostly good. So you can see here that's 8. So that's getting close to my 10 amp fuse, so that's why I'm not pushing for too long, 8. So all these guys over here that had 8 amps, they're probably pretty good. You could just use them. So if you don't have a way to capacity test these guys, you could just say, well, I'm going to use the amp rating, and a good high 7-8 amps for a AA battery, NiMH, probably still good to use. Now to actually find the capacity of these cells, you need a capacity checker. It discharges and charges and basically says how much power can I get out of the battery before it drops below a low voltage, and then charges it back up for you. I'm using the OPUS BT-C3100. I got it mostly for lithium-ion batteries, but it also works with NiCad and NiMH. Alright, so we plug this guy in, and it flashes the display and so forth. We want to say, it can be used just as a battery charger. I'm going to change the mode to be charge test mode. So we're going to put in these cells, and it can do 4 at a time. And when you put them in, it should show you the voltage there. And then I'm going to change the current, and let's see, 200, 300, 500. We're going to do 500 milliamps. These guys here are about 1900, 1800 milliamp hour batteries, so this is a 3 to 4 hour test, assuming they're full capacity. So essentially it's going to charge them up. When they're fully charged, then it will discharge them. It'll tell you how many milliamps it gets out while it's discharging. You can change the display to say, hey, what's the current voltage of these guys? How many milliamp hours did it give? It'll tell you that at the end of the test. How long has it been going through? And, what's currently going on right now? So is it right now? I believe it's charging, and so this guy's taking half an amp, and then these guys are taking less than half an amp, maybe because they're either farther along in the charge cycle or less capacity. So we let that thing run for 8 to 10 hours, maybe longer if it has to charge it all the way up and then discharge it back down. One battery, this guy here, is finished. It has 2,164 milliamp hours capacity, and the system is charging it back up. Alright, all four of these batteries are done testing. We have 2,166, 2,164, 1,917, and 1,955. So all above 1,900 milliamp hours. Right now it is currently charging them back up. So, this guy's at 1.34 volts, this guy's at 1.28, and so forth. So I'm just going to mark, to the nearest 100 anyways, the capacity of these guys, so that when I'm using them, I can put guys that are similar together. Now each of these batteries tested at 1900 or more milliamp hour capacity when drawn at the 1 amp rate. But you might remember two of these batteries did not produce more than an amp when we used the amp meter on them. And so what that essentially means is that just because the capacity tester says they're okay, doesn't necessarily mean they're good to run like a camera. You might hear it made a tiny little noise, but it didn't actually turn on and open. So this is why testing with the amp meter to make sure they're given 6, 7, 8 amps when they're shorted and they don't have a large amount of internal resistance to limit the output is important as well. Just because the capacity is there, if the internal resistance is high, you can't necessarily use it in high draw electronics. Alright, let's review this. Have this on DC volts. And you can see this guy is 1.45, 1.45, 1.47, and 1.46. We're going to change the lead to the 10 amp fuse and move this guy to the amp reading. We're going to check the instantaneous amps these guys can deliver. So this guy is 0.9 amps, so that's one of our high internal resistance cells. This guy is 7 amps, so he's probably pretty good. This guy's 9 amps, so that's even better. And this guy over here is 0.7 amps, so high internal resistance. So I'm going to throw these two into my battery recycling box that I take to the hazardous waste disposal place. Now when you're done testing something in the amp mode, you always want to take this guy out and put it back in your volt setting, and you turn this guy off so that you don't accidentally run some high voltage through your amp fuse. We have two different batteries. 1.26, 1.24. They have not been charged yet, so they are slightly discharged, but we're going to check their amp ability to provide amps. Alright, so this guy can do 7. And that guy can do 8. So these four batteries should start up the camera and make things work. Alright, let's try this. Ta-da!